morning, everybody. Today we are cutting down a big tree. Every time we have a big windstorm, limbs fall off of this tree and it's dangerous. It's huge and it's a little bit scary, but Thomas is confident. So first we're gonna sharpen the chainsaw and then we're gonna get to it. It doesn't bother you that the bar is upside down?
That's the same.
Okay. Where's it gonna fall?
Right there.
You don't think it's gonna hit the shack?
Maybe some leaves, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Are those the famous last words?
Yeah, I like to do this. What's your confidence level on a scale of 1 to 10? That it's not gonna damage anything?
8.5.
Okay. Okay. Tall tree. Okay,
I wonder how tall
let's do it. I don't know. Really hard to tell. I'm really not good at judging heights. Guys, leave me a comment. Tell us how tall you think this tree is. It's kind of hard to tell on film. This one right here. That was the stump from the other half of the tree that we cut down a year or so ago. His plan is to drop it here and not here. I mean, at least it's just the shack and it's not our house. Worst case, we just have to redo the roof of the shack, which we need to anyway. So no big deal if it does fall there.
Be standing there. Stand on that side of it.
There it goes. Dang, that was crazy.
Nailed it.
That was awesome. Wow, nice job. That's a big stump.
Yeah.
Do you hear Amelia? Good job, Dada.
Thanks, baby. Cool.
That was great placement.
Yeah, it's right. Splitting those roads there.
Yeah. Yeah, it just like broke in half or in pieces.
This is the main reason why I didn't want it up there. I mean, it was a big fall, right? But
Yeah.
those all just snapped. All those snapped. And during the windstorms,
Mm-hmm.
these all snap regularly.
Yeah.
So
not a good tree to have around.
No, it's best just to take it down and
Dang.
call it good. I bet you we can get some alder out of it.
Yeah? What would we do with it? Table?
Anything. I mean, they do cabinet faces with these all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, get the chainsaw mill.
Yeah. So the reason why I was binding when I was cutting at one point, the blade was stuck in there, is because I had wedged this in there, and I was against the blade, and that's why that happened. But so really, this should be the opposite of what it is. So about this much should have been the mouth, which I have a little bit more than that. So I should have only gone to about right here with the mouth. And then this should have been my back side, right? I left extra over there. And the reason why is because I didn't want it to accidentally go towards the shop. So I would rather it fall downhill, worst case scenario. So that's why I left extra over there with my hinge. But you could tell that this is not cut very well. So when I cut this, I cut here, and then I must have cut again into there, which cut it off of what it was supposed to be. And then when I came to this side, I started from this line here, and then I kept going down, which is fine. But if I needed to hit these wedges in further, this would have been a huge problem, because then I wouldn't have been able to hit those wedges in the way I should have. So, and then the reason why I was cutting so high is because I didn't want to have to cut this all off. And because I don't know what this is doing with this, so I left it whole somewhat so that it didn't just split off for some, you know, I didn't want to cause anything crazy. So then I chose to cut high. That way back here I could still hit my wedges in and get those in. So that's why I did it the way I did. But this is actually a pretty good hinge.
Yeah.
As far as hinges go, I think. Please let me know. I don't cut big trees like this down ever. But everything turned out perfect. So
Yes, it did. Nice
not
job.
perfect cuts, but it was good overall.
Yeah. Nice job.
Okay, that's that.
It actually does look like this tree was starting to rot on the inside. So it's a really good thing we cut it down when we did.
Unless that's just like the heart or something of the tree. I don't know.
I don't think so.
The other one didn't have it. The other side.
I don't think that's normal.
So I'm guessing it's rotting though.
I mean, it doesn't feel soft.
Right. Tell us what it is, because we don't really know.
Yeah. Is it just from the root system, or is it starting to rot? Let us know, because we're interested.
Oh, one thing I will say is that the Farm Boss, the 271, we don't have very many big trees, but this is the biggest probably tree that we would have on our property. But that thing's a beast for us. I know there's much bigger saws, like 660 or the 500i, but
we don't need those.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, that we don't need them.
Boy.
So to properly rip these down with the chainsaw mill, it's best to have a bigger saw. But since we're just doing one and we're not doing it regularly, if we started doing this regularly where we're cutting slabs, then yes, we would want a bigger saw.
I feel like we would just get a normal normal mill, not a chainsaw mill.
Oh no. There's even more of a reason to get the chainsaw mill for that reason. Because typically, if the log's that big, you can't transport it. And so the bonus of having a chainsaw mill is to take the mill to the tree where it falls, mill it, then it's manageable as far as moving it. When you have smaller logs like this, you could take it to the mill, you know, with the tractor. We could pick up this log pretty easily. But if it were bigger, then we wouldn't be able to lift it with the tractor. And if we were going somewhere to get it, it'd be even worse. So then we'd have to cut it down smaller. I don't know. But if we had a chainsaw mill, we could easily mill it there in place, take slabs away from it, and then we're good to go.
So you're saying we need a bigger chainsaw?
If we want to keep getting these bigger trees, yes.
Should we get out of the sun?
Recently, my tractor, which I have a Kioti CK3510, the steering, when I'm turning one direction and driving along, like if I'm turning around a bend, I'll start steering, but then immediately the tires start correcting and then it starts going back straight again. I did a little bit of research online about, you know, cylinders and whatnot and what they'll do. And for this specific steering cylinder, basically in the center of the housing on the rod, there's an O-ring in the center, and basically there's two lines on either side of that, hydraulic lines, and it pushes it, whether you steer to the left or right, it'll push you in that direction. I also started the tractor, I lifted it up, lifted the front wheels off, and I'm able to turn the wheels in different directions, and the steering wheel does not move when I do that. And it shouldn't do that. That just tells me that the hydraulics are basically bypassing that center O-ring in the center, and it's not pressurizing and allowing it to actually turn or to hold in position. The hydraulic lines are fed from the hydrostatic transmission, so it's all integrated into the transmission, but because it's a part of the steering, they say it's not included in the warranty, in the 6-year warranties. And then I looked to see if there was a rebuild kit for this, and there's no part number on the cylinder itself. My local dealer called Kioti, and they don't have a rebuild. Basically, they said you have to buy a whole new cylinder, and that was $900. And I really don't want to pay $900 for a new cylinder, especially if they have the same parts in it as this. I feel like it's going to go out just as easy. So if I could get some premium parts or seals for this and just open it up, find them myself, and then reinstall it, it'd probably last a little bit longer. So, because it should last longer than what it is right now. And the bars are clean; they're not dirty or anything. So I'll show you that too. Yeah, it just sucks that they don't do a rebuild kit for this, and it costs $900. You have to pay the $900 to get a new one. And then they said it would void my warranty if I open this up. There's no warranty on it, so it doesn't really matter if I open it up, I feel like. So, but I'm going to show you guys what I find. I've never worked on a hydraulic cylinder before, so this is all going to be new to me. We'll see how this goes. So this is the hydraulic cylinder that I'm referring to. It connects to the steering knuckle over here, and there's one hydraulic line there. And on that other side, I don't know. On that other side, there's another hydraulic line. And in the center of this, I believe, somewhere around here,
because the wheels are straight right now. There should be another fitting inside of there that goes onto the rod, and it seals between the rod and the cylinder housing. So I'm gonna see what I could do to see if I can get those parts.
Amelia, do you think you could tell me about your hat?
This is a short hat.
It's a short hat. Is it shorts?
Yeah, this is short hat.
Why do you have shorts on your head?
Because I want shorts on my head.
Oh.
Nick, this. I wonder if I maybe get some rags to put around those. Protect them. So. That way we don't ding it up. Because those are going to be important. Because that's what seals everything. You have to hold that down. Okay, scratch that plan. Okay, ready. Okay, so I was having a lot of trouble getting this broken free. Lindsey is not even close to heavy enough to hold me back when I'm pulling the wrench, and she was trying to hold it down to apply pressure on that side. But every time that we'd try that, she would lift off the ground when I was pulling on this pipe wrench over here. And so we did this. I can't lift the house. I knew that for a fact. So we used that Stihl rectangle piping, or I don't even know what it's called, tubing, I guess. And as kind of a cheater, we were trying that. But then we ended up putting in a 2x to hold it down so that it can't come up. Well, then there was no give. So when I'm pulling on that, now I can use, I have a lot more torque being applied to the nut. So it ended up freeing up, and we didn't damage anything. So here we go. Okay.
Got a dopamine rush, got a major league crush when you're next to me. Got my heart upon my sleeve, can I hide the way I feel when you're next to me, girl?
Did you draw something over there?
Yes. Do you want to come see it?
You bet I do. What? Come show me your drawing. Tell me about your drawing.
I draw the big thing.
What big thing?
It's a big head.
A big head? Where? Show me.
It's right here, and it has a little scribbles on it.
I love it.
That'll look like hammer.
Now what?
Well, I'm thinking about how to go about this. So they used red Loctite to put these on, FYI.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking though. Maybe I don't want to take this side off. Maybe I leave this side on, take this off, then I could slide the whole shaft through that way. Because this way, if I take this off, then I can't get it through. You know what I mean?
That makes sense to me, yeah.
Okay, so this. So hopefully this will be a little bit easier to do.
We can only hope. Why don't you turn it around and put that side in our contraption?
Okay. That sounds good. Like this?
Oh, I was just thinking turn it around this way, but if that works, that's fine.
Good job, baby.
You held it. You held it nice and tight.
So
Then you can get off it now.
we're gonna want,
You can get off now if you want,
we're probably gonna want a rag of some sort down there.
because it's gonna leak
Yeah,
hydraulic fluid.
whatever hydraulic fluid is in there, or if we can put a container. Yeah, so there's one O-ring there. Ideally, I'll be able to pull this through, and there should be more oil coming out once I get it to this other side. Oh wow, look at these chunks in here. They almost look like chunks of metal.
These do look like chunks of metal. Where would chunks of metal come from?
I have no idea.
But that's probably why this seal's busted. Do you think it just came through the hydraulic system somehow?
No.
From inside of this?
Yeah, there's no way. This rod, I mean, everything seems clean on the rod. Oh yeah, there's some major gouging there. We can't reuse this.
That sucks.
So if you look inside of there,
Yeah.
right down in there, you see that groove going down there?
Yeah.
But
That groove in there.
Yeah. That groove in there.
I have no idea where that came from. Because those are big pieces of metal.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm really irritated because this is a faulty part.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just a
Normal wear and tear.
Failure, because there's no chunks of this center part inside of there, unless this wore out and those metal pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what it's from. So now I get it. Let me see.
So I think what happened was I was turning hard in one direction, and I assume I probably was pushing against a branch, which pushed the rod against the housing. So the only thing that was holding the housing away from the rod is a O-ring and some seals on either side of it. So since the rod never really was bent, it doesn't seem like it should have failed, but it did, which basically just caused the O-ring to squish. There's a metal ring that holds the rod in place, and on the outside of that metal ring, there's an O-ring and some gaskets on either side of that, and that must have squished, which caused that metal ring to gouge out the inside of the cylinder wall. So that's where my shavings came from. So now I need to order a new steering cylinder, which will be a couple weeks out and $900. So I can't just rebuild the old one because it would need to be line bored, and I'm assuming that's going to be more expensive than just buying a new one. We'll show you when we get it.
We're just gonna do a quick project. We're gonna get some handrail up.
When we secure it to here, I'll drill out a pilot hole all the way through with a long bit, and then we'll secure the shiitake side of it.
Okay.
So there's mushrooms in there, and we'll get them all.
Shiitake.
We'll get them all out.
Shiitake mushrooms in there.
Things are dangerous.
Yikes.